we are going to start a session. And we're going to first start off coming to our seated position. But before we get there, I like to just encourage taking a moment to just acknowledge your legs and your hips, and maybe doing a little wag in and out. I like to think from my toes, my feet, initiating this wag all the way up through my legs into my hips. Just taking a moment here, finding your breath, and then when you're ready, bringing in your legs to a comfortable cross-legged position for you. And we'll just bring our hands to our knees, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take our shoulders forward, up and back, and then we'll go the other direction. And then we're going to do that last one with the breath. So we're going to inhale through our nose, and we'll exhale through our mouth, further down. And let's just take a moment to let the chin come towards the chest. Just breathe into the stretch in the back of your neck. And notice, are you coming forward with the body? With the head, can you allow yourself to anchor into your sit bones and find your back body opening up a little bit more? Take a breath here into that stretch in the back of the neck. And then we're going to compress our hands right above our knees on our thighs, and we'll let that compression support through the arms to the shoulders as we slowly let the head come back up. And then from here, we'll let our eyes look down in front of us. And we're going to take a moment to hold to the space between us. You'll be holding to the space around you, coming into this present moment, connecting with your breath. And then we'll slide our hands back, and we'll feel bringing our hands back to our hips, and then from here we will give, and we'll come into a bow. Taking that moment to acknowledge ourselves, acknowledge the space, and acknowledge the present moment. So let's just do one more set of shoulder rolls to begin. So we'll take a shoulder roll forward, up, and back. The other way, and then we'll do the inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Now we'll go ahead and we'll follow the chin towards the chest, and we'll let that bring us down a little forward, starting to come off whatever cushion you may have. We're just coming forward onto the floor. And let's come down into our side, whatever side you are looking at this from, and just take a breath here. If you can, bring that arm underneath your head. I like to bring my hand between my knees just to provide a little support there. Just take a breath. And then we're going to let the head come down to the ground if you can, or adjusting for however you need to. We're going slow. And you're going to take that brain, letting the brain go to the back of the skull. We're going to see if we can cultivate some of this spiral sense through the body. So rather than everything coming with the head, we're going to try to allow the head to initiate, so then it starts to bring the rest of the body with it as we come to our back, to a constructive rest position. And just take a breath here. Nice deep breath. And in constructive rest, we're going to be mindful of the feet being supportive and the pelvis being the support for the knees. And we're going to think about our inner thighs. Notice if we splay out a lot with the legs, can we engage the inner thighs more? And then also being mindful to not over-engage the inner thighs. So the knees come together. We're just going to see if we can find a happy medium between the inner and outer thighs. And we're going to let those femurs fall into the hip sockets naturally. Constructive rest allows the natural curve in the low back. And we're just going to allow the spine to align and the chest and the shoulders to open up. If you can just let those palms open up towards the ceiling. Those thumbs fall back towards the floor. Just take a big breath here. Letting out any sound if that feels good for you, or if you're in a space where that is appropriate. And then from here, we're going to bring the right knee towards the chest, seeing how we notice that the left side is anchoring as we slowly bring that right knee towards the chest, letting that femur sink into that hip socket, and then we'll bring the left knee up. And we'll draw the knees towards the chest. However is appropriate for you. If you feel like you need to have your hands underneath your knees, that's more appropriate. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take the feet in 3 circles to the right, letting those toes open up, getting the synovial fluid around the ankle joint to move more. Especially as it gets colder, things start to tighten up. So we're going to take the knees in 3 big circles to the right. Go as slow as you need to help relax that low back, relax the pelvis. And we'll go the other direction, 3 big circles with the knees. And we're going to let those knees go. Feet will hit the floor. And do whatever you need with your clothing to make it more comfortable for you on the back in constructive rest. Take a breath here, letting those palms face up towards the ceiling again. And then we're going to let the left knee come towards the chest as we anchor through that right side. Bring the right knee up. Now I'll draw the knees towards the chest. Take a big breath. And let the knees come away from the chest a little bit. And we'll take the feet in another variation of feet circles. These are like little propellers, one then the other, letting those toes spread. And then go the other way. And then we'll let the feet relax. Now we'll take the knees side to side. Just rocking on the back of the pelvis. And then we'll come back to the center. Take a big breath here. Draw the knees towards the chest. Now we're going to bring the knees away from the chest and we're going to do a little toggling. So just allowing the hips to relax and allowing your hands to manipulate the legs, just going up and down with the legs alternately. And if you like, you can also relax the head a little bit more and allow the head to just respond to the toggle. however feels good for you. We're just trying to release the tensions as we start to move the body. Do we always need all that tension as we move? Draw the knees towards the chest when you're ready, and then we'll let the knees go. Feet will hit the floor, and take a big breath. Let out a little ah sound if you like. Ah. Just trying to let the sound release from the body. Ah. Good. Let's do one more. And notice if there's any internal response to that sound. Not so much one of judgment, but just a deeper release in the body, the vibrations through the body, through the sound. Now we're going to take our left knee, and we're going to slowly let it open away from the right. We're going to start to feel that differentiation in the pelvic bowl for a moment as the left knee keeps descending towards the floor. And then you'll let the right knee follow at a certain point, and we'll reach our right fingertips and slide our right arm. Just try to really slide through the floor, not lifting so much. And you're going to let your head look towards the right. Just gently, really easy. And you're going to let that left palm face up towards the ceiling. Let that left shoulder relax back to the floor. And just take a deep breath here. And we're just giving over to gravity. Trying not to demand that the body be any deeper into the ground than what it is. You are where you're at. And you're just going to allow your breath and your body to try to release into gravity. Let gravity open up the body. Through the weight of the bones. And the ease of the breath. And if your breathing is shallow, that's where your breath is at right now. And if you feel like you want to let out any sound at any moment, sound can help to release tensions too. Take a nice big breath into that open right lung here, that expressed right lung. And we'll take one more big breath here. Let's let out a sound. And then really reach your right fingertips, really letting the sense of the fascia stretch through that diagonal from the right fingertips through the body to the knees. Any bits of that fiber to just stretch gently with the breath. And then we'll take a big inhale. And we'll slowly slide the right arm down. We'll start to bring the right knee back up towards the ceiling. Let the head start to come back towards the center. And then you'll feel the differentiation in the pelvic bowl for a moment, and then you'll start to bring the left knee up. And then just take a breath back in constructive rest. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna allow that right knee to slowly pull away from the left, descending towards the floor slowly, feeling that differentiation of the pelvic bowl for a moment. And then let that right knee release into gravity, let the left knee start to follow, reach those left fingertips as you start to slide the arm. So we're thinking about the reach of the fingertips is where the slide of the arm happens, less at the shoulder joint. For those of you who know distal and proximal, we're trying to have our move from our limbs from a distal sense, which is the fingers, less than the proximal, which is the shoulder joint. Trying to cultivate that sense in how we move a little bit more, that is an option. Oftentimes we may become more proximal in how we move every day. So through this kind of practice, we're trying to wake up those other pathways of movement. So when you reach out for something, do you reach through your fingers, through your hand, or do you reach from your shoulder joint first? And we'll just, again, focus on releasing into gravity on this side, using the breath to help. You can close your eyes throughout this, just breathe and sense into the body, into the floor. Because we're also trying to cultivate a relationship with the floor. How does the floor help us? How does it support? Do we have to hold everything up all the time? As vertical movers, we're often fighting gravity. So can we actually release into gravity? Get that support. Release the struggle. Take a nice big breath here. Let out a sound. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to take a big breath in and release the sound. So then we'll start to reach those left fingertips a little bit more actively, allowing that fascia stretch to increase from the left hand through the body to the knees. Breathing into that open left lung now, that expressed left lung. And then we'll take a nice big inhale. Then we'll reach through the left fingertips as we start to slide the arm down, bring the left knee up. Slowly, head will come back to the center and feel that differentiation in the pelvic bowl for a moment, and then bring the right knee up. And come back to your constructive rest. Let out a sound. And then we'll bring both knees towards the chest. And let's just bring the knees away from the chest, and let's make one last set of feet circles. So I'm doing a different way. Doing my feet circles, and we'll reverse that. Letting those toes flare. Good, and now we're gonna rock with the body, head and knees. So we're gonna rock. Really trying to let that head go in the floor. And we'll come back to the center slowly. And then we'll come into a toggle again. Draw the knees towards the chest. And we'll let the knees go. feet will hit the floor. Really try to cultivate that reverberation of the feet connecting to the floor as they fall to the floor. Second, towards pausing, take a breath. And then we'll roll to our side. Just take a breath here. And then we'll start to slowly come up. If you can, you're going to let that top knee differentiate, descend towards the floor. That one hand will help support, and then you'll get onto both hands. Let the head stay low, and you'll come back to your seat. You could either grab your cushion again, or you could just be where you're at. I'll just sit on the floor. We'll take another shoulder roll, forward, up, and back, and then the other way. And we'll take the last one, forward, up, and back with the breath, out through the mouth. And we'll just take one last breath here. And we're going to come back to taking a moment to hold to the space between us. And we'll feel bringing our hands back to our hips, and we'll give. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or evening, and enjoy being a little bit more relaxed in your body. Thank you.